Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Okay. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. That's perfect.
Number 4, Emily Prophet. Batting second, playing first base, number 19.
Florida Tech softball is on the air this afternoon from Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. It's a Sunshine State Conference matchup featuring the Tampa Spartans and your Florida Tech Panthers. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. JC Miles with you on the Panther website, which is FloridaTechSports.com. It is exactly 2 o'clock on this beautiful Friday afternoon as we get another Sunshine State Conference softball series going. We're going to have a doubleheader tomorrow at noon, but first things first, the Spartans and the Panthers. Both teams have been a little bit up and down since the start of the season. Tampa comes in with a record of 8-8. They're 3-3 in the Sunshine State Conference, and as you might expect, right now the Sunshine State Conference is pretty jumbled up. So Tampa is actually tied with Florida Southern in the early going for 6th place in the conference. We'll go over the standings a little bit later, but there's really not much separation right now, as most teams have played between 3 and 6 games in the conference, so everybody's kind of jumbled up. But Tampa off to a little bit of a slow start, 3-3 in the conference. They took 2 out of 3 on the road from Florida Southern. They lost 2 out of 3 at home to Rollins. They were Sunshine State Conference preseason pick number 2 in the conference preseason poll behind St. Leo, and they actually come off a doubleheader sweep. They swept Wheeling Jesuit, which is a school out of West Virginia. They did that on Wednesday at home, 5-0 and 8-0. So again, Tampa 8-8, 3-3 in the Sunshine State Conference. For Florida Tech, again, a little bit up and down. They are 7-9. They are 0-3 in the Sunshine State Conference. They got swept on the road by St. Leo last weekend. 3 pretty competitive games. Panthers just could not get the key hit when they needed it, and St. Leo got too many key hits, and the Lions swept the Panthers by scores of 1-0, 7-4, and 3-1. More on that in a moment. Now our national anthem. Our national anthem from Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. Florida Tech has taken the field. They're in their home black uniforms with crimson colors, the high crimson socks, and of course the black pants and the black jerseys. So Florida Tech trying to right the ship. Again, 0-3 in conference. It's always a tough time going to St. Leo for Florida Tech. I can't remember really the last time that Florida Tech softball won a game over in St. Leo. Again, they got swept by scores of 1-0, 7-4, and 3-1. So again, the Panthers are 7-9 and 0-3 in the Sunshine State Conference. As far as Florida Tech and Tampa, Tampa swept the 3-game series last year over Tampa Way. They won by scores of 2-0, 3-2, and 6-1. So 2 of those 3 games were pretty competitive. Mackenzie Krutziger getting the start in the circle for Florida Tech. Here's the lineup that she's going to face. Leading things off, playing center field number 14, Serena Cortez. Batting second in left field is Shelby Press. Batting in the third spot, the pitcher, Michaela Dooley. Hitting fourth at third base, Bailey Phillips. Batting number 5, the catcher, Maddie Farrell. And before I forget, Maddie Farrell celebrating her 20th birthday today. So happy birthday to Maddie. Evidently known as the Mad Dog by her dad. He's got a sign out. Happy birthday, Mad Dog. Batting sixth, the shortstop is Emily Profit. Batting seventh, the first baseman is Emily Jansen. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Erica Matic. And batting ninth is the right fielder, Lauren Reyes. So again, there's no DP in this game. Is Michaela Dooley, quite the accomplished pitcher, and she's also a very good hitter, so she's going to hit for herself. So again, Mackenzie Krutziger in the circle for Florida Tech. It is 2:05 Eastern Time in this beautiful Friday afternoon, and the first pitch is a rise ball high, ball 1 to Serena Cortez. Home plate umpires Ray Mora. On the bases, we got Bernard Jethro. Evidently, Ray is going to be here tomorrow, but Bernard will not be. He'll have a new partner. Swung on and missed, and the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tampa, as a team so far, is hitting .265. Cortez at .286. Leads the team in hits with 16 and co-leader in doubles with 4. She's got 4 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch is high for a ball. Hey, our scoreboard's working. All right. Looks like we got the count accurate, 2-1. So looks like we got the full scoreboard in operation. 2-1, the count on Serena Cortez. Again, Shelby Press and Michaela Dooley to follow. Outfield straight away against Cortez. And this one is lined out in the left center field gap. That should be extra bases for Cortez. As the Panther outfield gets the ball back in, so that'll be a double for Cortez to start things off in this first game of the series. Now bring up the left fielder, Shelby Press. For Florida Tech around the infield, it's Tori Schramm playing at first base. Then you got the Ciana sisters, Ciari at second, Shawnee at short, and then Alexis Smith at third, Jessica Callahan in left, Michaela Wessel in center, and Allie Carver in right. Vanessa Rubio behind the plate, and again Mackenzie Krutziger in the circle. The pitch is inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Shelby Press. Press batting .313. That's good for second on the club. Number 1 in runs scored with 9. And surprisingly enough, this is Tampa's 17th game. They have a grand total of 1 home run as a team. Pitch in for a strike. Throw it out to third. Is in time. They threw her out. So Rubio with a sharp throw to third, and Smith applies a tag. So that is a caught stealing 2-5. And Cortez erased on the base pass. Again, every run is important, particularly in softball. You never know when you have your 1-0 and 2-1 games. So that's an important run for Florida Tech to at least take off the board for now. So Press is up with an 0-2 count, and the pitch is a foul ball, and Press goes down. She felt that one. Well, fortunately, it's not 25 or 30 degrees out here. That would hurt a lot more. If we're in the Northeast, like in Oneonta, New York, or my good friend Fred Healy hopefully is watching right now. Evidently, it's about 30 and it's snowing. So that nor'easter is hitting Oneonta, New York pretty hard anyway. So that would not be a good day for softball. But here, it's beautiful. A little windy. I think temperature is probably about 75. Breeze blowing out currently to left center field. So the umpire giving press time to get back in the box here. It remains an 0-2 count on Shelby Press. So again, Press with the lone home run for the team. This is a high pop-up down the left field line. It is going to be a fair ball and dropped by Siana, and she gets it back to her sister at second base. So that should be an error, right? Okay, so that's going to be an E6.
Third spot, number 9, Haley Dooley.
I think that's a play Siana has to make, but going down at that angle, it always could be a little tricky. And that'll bring up Michaela Dooley. I might just call her Mac for the day. She said it was okay. I talked to her before the game. M-A-C, Mac, or M-A-K rather. Pitches low for a ball, and it's a ball one again. Dooley, one of those handful of pitchers in the Sunshine State Conference who also hits. Currently at 216, 6 runs batted in. 11 for 51 at the plate. The pitch is low for a ball. And it's 2 balls and no strikes on Michaela Dooley. So Dooley at the plate anyway, off to a little bit of a slow start. Last year batted 313. Again, currently only at 216. Pitch is low for a ball. Krutziger losing the strike zone, and it's now 3-0 on Michaela Dooley. So again, Tampa at 8-8, 3-3 in the Sunshine State Conference. Again, they took 2 out of 3 on the road from Florida Southern. They lost 2 out of 3 at home to Rollins. They pitch in for a called strike. The good news about the one win against Rollins is that Leslie Cantor, their 24th year head coach, picked up her 600th career win. So that was definitely the highlight of the series for Tampa, because otherwise they lost 2 out of 3. Ground to right side. Go to second for 1. On to first, no, a little bit high, and fielder's choice goes 3-6. So Press out at second, 3-6 on the 3-6 fielder's choice. Dooley reaches, so runner on first, 2 outs. That'll bring up Bailey Phillips, the third baseman. Phillips, the leading hitter on the club so far, batting .357. She has 3 runs batted in. Leads the team in walks. Actually, co-leader with Jansen has 5 of those. The pitch in for a ball, and it's 1 ball, no strikes on Bailey Phillips. Again, Tampa batting .265 as a team, which isn't bad, isn't great. In fact, Phillips and Press, the only 2 players to be batting over .300. High pop-up, straight up. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Krutziger, and she drops it. So that'll be another error. Yeah, boy. Well, I was going to mention this later on, but I guess I can't wait. This has been the one area that has really been struggling for Florida Tech. Too many errors. So that's the second error on a dropped pop-up. So runners on first and second. So again, everybody's trying to figure out, I think, who's going to catch that ball. It was between home plate and the pitcher circle, and one of any number of players could have gotten to it. And again, it got dropped. So here's the birthday girl, Maddie Farrell, again celebrating number 20 today. I'd love to switch places with her. Getting batting 5th in the order. This one is sliced to right and caught by Siana. Throws to first, but she actually caught it in the air, and that retires the side. So the 2 errors by Florida Tech don't hurt them in the top of the first inning. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit. There were 2 errors and 2 men left on base. So we have played 1 inning here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. It is Tampa nothing, and Florida Tech is coming up. Again, J.C. Myers with you, FloridaTechSports.com. Again, thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Let's give the Panther lineup under the direction of Val Silvestrini. Of course, Val, she's in her 5, 6, 7, 8. She's in her 9th year at Florida Tech. Again, the Panthers currently at 7-9. They were 26-25 last year. I think this player has led off every game this year. Freshman Michaela Wessel. She will lead off again, play center field. Batting second will be the right fielder, Allie Carver. Hitting third and left field is Jessica Callahan. Batting the 4th spot, the designated player, Michaela Palmer. Hitting 5th at third base, Alexis Smith. Batting 6th, the catcher, Vanessa Rubio. Batting 7th at first base is Tori Schramm. And then hitting 8th and 9th, the Americiana twins. We got Shawnee, who plays short, so she'll bat 8th. And then Ciari will bat 9th and play second base. Let's take a look at Tampa defensively. At first base, we got Emily Jansen. Second baseman is Erica Manich. The shortstop is Emily Profit. And at third base, we got Bailey Phillips. So around the infield for Tampa, we got Emily, Erica, and Emily. Pretty good law firm there. Shelby Press will play left field. In center field, we got Serena Cortez. And in right field, Lauren Reyes. Again, the birthday girl, Maddie Farrell, behind the plate. And we got Michaela Dooley in the pitcher circle, known as Mac from her teammates. Primarily a curveball, rise ball pitcher. She comes in with a record of 8-6 and a 1.9 earned run average. Back for Dooley. This is her 15th appearance. This is her 12th start. 11 complete games, 2 shutouts, 77 hits allowed, and 92 innings of work. She's allowed 26 runs, 25 of the 26 earned. She has walked 9, and she has struck out 69. So that strikeout to walk ratio is excellent, 69-9. So that is more or less a 7.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio. She has allowed 3 home runs, and opponents are batting .224 against her. Dooley had an outstanding year last year. She went 16-7 with a 1.94 ERA. So already she's halfway to her number of wins from last year. Here's Michaela Wessel. Pitches in for a ball. It's 1-0 on Wessel. Wessel, second leading hitter on the Panthers, batting .283. Leader on the team in total bases with 17 and hits with 15 and runs scored with 6. She fouls it off behind us to the left and out of play. The count 1-1 on Michaela Wessel. Wessel also leads the team in sacrifices with 3. Wessel recently had an 8-game hitting streak, but that has gone by the boards. She goes the other way down the left field line. That's going to be caught. It'll be a foul ball, but caught. Nice hustle there by Shelby Press, who I understand is very fast. So she makes the play, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Allie Carver, the right fielder. Carver batting .250, leads the team in walks with 8. Got 5 runs batted in. Third on the team in hits with 10, and second on the team in runs scored with 5. And the pitch misses outside for a ball. It is 1-0. Carver, the sophomore out of the heart of the Midwest, Brownsburg, Indiana, where it's probably pretty cold today. Here's the pitch by Dooley, and it's in for a called strike. That'll leave the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike on Michaela Dooley. Dooley at 5'6", a junior. She's a local product out of Tampa, went to Wharton High. Liberal arts and humanism major. Humanism, wow. Pitch is low for a ball. I don't think we have that major here at Florida Tech, humanism. But sounds like a pretty good field. All-South Region second team last year. All-Sunshine State Conference first team for Michaela Dooley. The pitch is in for a called strike. Inside corner, 2-2 on Allie Carver with Jessica Callahan in the on-deck circle. Well, Tampa leads the all-time series between these two teams 62-49. This one is sliced to right, and it's off the second baseman's glove. That'll be a base hit, I believe. So base hit for Carver. That ball had a little bit of English on it and managed, not able to handle it. So first hit for Florida Tech, first base runner as well. Carver with the infield hit. And that'll bring up Jessica Callahan, the left fielder, the leading hitter on Florida Tech at 306. Got 1 home run and 6 RBIs. The pitch is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Well, I mentioned Tampa only has 1 home run as a team. Well, Florida Tech, they have 2 as a team. Callahan is one of them. Rubio has the other. So these are not 2 teams, at least so far, that are going to hurt you with a long ball. More the spray the ball around kind of teams. The off-speed pitch is inside. They're going to check to see if let's see. Not quite sure what this is about, but again, our home plate umpire is Ray Mora. Something happened. Hope it's not an illegal pitch. I hate those. No, whatever it is, there's a little bit of a summit at the mound. Again, Ray Mora is our home plate umpire. And Leslie Cantor, the longtime head coach for Tampa, 24th season. Only 7 losing seasons in the previous 23. In fact, she had losing seasons in 4 of her first 5 years. And in the last 18 years, only 3 losing seasons. So 16 out of 19 winning seasons. That is quite a run. The pitch is swung on and missed. Well, they just opened up their new stadium over at Florida Southern for softball. Chris Bellato, the longtime coach there. I think she's been there about 36 years. And I think appropriately enough, they have named the field Chris Bellato Field. I think she is certainly deserving of that. The ball's fouled off and out of play. So I asked Leslie Cantor before the game, well, hey, you're only about 12 years behind Bellato as far as service, so maybe they should name the field after you at Tampa. Maybe they will eventually. Yeah, she's had a nice run, 24 years. And the pitch is in for a ball. Throw down to second is going to be in time. So nice throw by the catcher, Maddie Farrell. And Emily Profit provided the tag, so that is a 2-6 caught stealing, and that ends the inning. So, nothing across for Florida Tech in their half of the first inning. So we go to the bottom of the first inning here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. It is Florida Tech nothing and Tampa nothing. Again, J.C. Myers with you, FloridaTech.com. We'll be right back. Okay, let's see. Wessel flew out to left. Carver got an infield hit. She was thrown out at second. Now, where was the other route? Was it Callahan at the plate?
Yeah, she struck out looking.
Oh, that was a strikeout, throw him out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay, folks, just want to clarify. Callahan did strike out, and then we had the strike him out, throw him out, double play. So that's why I was a little confused. That's what happens sometimes. Things happen fast in this game. You always have to catch up. So that's the first strikeout for Dooley. And again, we go to the top of the second inning. We have no score, Florida Tech and Tampa. All right, let's thank our sponsors. The Broken Barrel Tavern, Florida Today, Maverick Multimedia, Mercedes-Benz Porsche Audi of Melbourne, and the Andre Family Foundation. So for Tampa here in the visiting half of the second, it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. It'll be Emily Profit, Emily Jansen, and Erica Manage to face Mackenzie Krutziger. We'll give the numbers on Krutziger in a moment. Didn't have the chance to in the first inning. Profit batting .500. She is 5 for 10. And she's taken over for Christina Klallberg, who is out injured. Klallberg played some games, but then got hurt, and she might be out for a while. Swung on and missed. So Profit actually made her debut in that doubleheader against Wheeling Jesuit and actually played pretty well. So, I mean, she is 5 for 10 in the year, so she has come on the scene quickly in favor of Klallberg and really filled the role nicely at the shortstop. She is behind here on the count, however, 0-2. Pitch by Krutziger. Hit the short, it gets past Marinciana at shortstop for the base hit. That'll be a hit, though. That ball sharply hit. Marinciana not able to get to it. So base hit top of the second. Tampa leading off with Profit. So hit number 2 for the Spartans, and here's Emily Jansen. So again, Emily Profit was the previous batter, E-M-I-L-Y. This is Emily Jansen, E-M-A-L-E-E. Squares around the bunt, gets the bunt down, but it's foul. So she'll have to come to the plate with an 0-1 count. So again, Profit is on first base. Jansen just batting a .105. She is 4 for 38 at the plate, but she is the co-leader with Bailey Phillips in walks with 5. Pitch by Krutziger, bunt down, but it's a foul ball, about in the same spot. And that's down, no balls and 2 strikes. I would imagine she'll probably be swinging away here on the 0-2 count. For Mackenzie Krutziger, so far, not too bad for her. 3-2 record and a 1.89 earned run average. This is her 8th appearance. It's her 6th start. She's got 1 complete game. She's allowed 36 hits in 29 2/3 innings. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off behind home plate. Count holds at 0-2. She's allowed 14 runs, 8 of the 14 earned. She has walked 5, and she has struck out 8. So she almost has a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, not quite. She's allowed 2 home runs, and opponents are batting .283 against her. Mackenzie Krutziger swung on and missed, strike 3. So on 3 pitches, Jansen is struck out. That'll be the first strikeout for Mackenzie Krutziger, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Erica Manich. So Tampa already batting their 8th in the order. We're only in the second inning. Manich batting .258. Has 5 runs batted in on the year. Slightly open stance from the right side. And time is called. Again, the wind kind of blowing out toward left center. Good 5 to 10 miles per hour. Outfield straight away against Manich. And the pitch is high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Manich, a local product out of Tampa. That quickly counting up here as the pitch is low for a ball, and it's 2-0. 5 players out of the Tampa area for Tampa. High pop-up right near first, and making the catch is Schramm. So Schramm makes the play, and 2 away here in the top of the second. Here's the right fielder, Lauren Reyes. So Tampa has already batted around in the first couple of innings. On deck's the center fielder, Serena Cortez. So runner on first and 2 outs. The pitch is fouled back. Boy, again, I'm glad that fence is there. That's heading right toward us. So 0-1 the count on Reyes. Reyes off to a pretty good start, batting .280. She's 7 for 25. Slugging percentage .320. Krutziger in for the signs. And a ground ball hit the short. They go to second for the force out, and that retires the side. So that's Americiana to Americiana. That's Shani to Ciari, and that retires the side. So 6-4 fielder's choice. Nothing across for Tampa in the half of the second inning on 1 hit and 1 runner left. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here at Nancy Botke Field at the campus of Florida Tech. It's no score, Florida Tech and Tampa. I want to thank Berman Hopkins Wright Laham, also Bisque Education, Carrabba's Italian Grill, the Frog Bones Family Shooting Center. Our thanks also to Health First, Jersey Mike's Subs. But I didn't make it over to Jersey Mike's this week. I'm usually there about 2 or 3 times a month, maybe next week. Jersey Mike's Subs, great place. Again, 2 locations. You got 5th Avenue in Indy Atlantic, and then you got Melbourne, not very far from Melbourne High, Hibiscus, and Babcock area. Our thanks also to Kiwi Tennis Club, also Marco's Pizza, and Matt's Casbah. So coming up for the Panthers in the bottom of the second inning, again, we have no score. It'll be Michaela Palmer, Alexis Smith, and Vanessa Rubio. Palmer thus far struggling a little bit, batting .204. She's got 1 run batted in. 10 hits in the year. That is 3rd in the club. Good thing about Palmer is she makes pretty good contact most of the time. She's only struck out 3 times. Pitch is low and inside. Ball 1 to Palmer, the senior out of Jacksonville. So we will say goodbye to her at the end of this year, and she will be missed. And the pitch off the glove of the catcher. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, we'll reset the outfield for Tampa in a moment. So 2-0 the count on Michaela Palmer. Again, Alexis Smith on deck. The pitch is inside for a ball, and it's 3-0. Again, we got Emily Jansen playing first base, Erica Matic at second, Emily Profit, the shortstop, and Bailey Phillips at third. Again, we'll reset the outfield in a moment. It's a 3-0 count, and the pitch is in for a called strike, and it's 3-1. Again, Shelby Press in left field, Serena Cortez in center, Lauren Reyes is in right, Maddie Farrell behind the plate, and again, McKaylee Dooley, known as Mac, in the circle. The pitch is in for a called strike, as Palmer took a step toward first, but did not say Mother May I, so she's back in the box, and it's 3-2. So Dooley's done a nice job going from 3-0 to 3-2, and the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. I'll tell you, good job by Dooley. You fall behind 3-0, you battle back, and you strike out Palmer. That is the second strikeout for Dooley. Now I'll bring up the local product from Bayside High, Alexis Smith, the third baseman. And the pitch to Smith is a changeup inside, ball 1. Alexis off to a bit of a slow start, batting just 194. Has 3 doubles on the year, 6 hits and 31 at bats. So half her hits are doubles. Pitch is outside, and the count goes to 2-0. And again, Alexis will get it going. Again, she batted .320 last year. Tied Haley Leonard for the club lead in batting. Also had 33 RBIs, second of the team. The pitch is outside, and Smith has worked the count to 3 balls and no strikes. And the 3-0 is inside, ball 4. So Dooley fell behind Palmer 3-0. Eventually recovered and strike her out, but 4 consecutive balls thrown to Alexis Smith. So that's a 1-out walk here in the second. Again, we have no score. So far kind of a mixed bag for Dooley. She has struck out 2. She has walked 1. She's allowed 1 hit. Here's Vanessa Rubio, the catcher. Vanessa batting .238. She's got 5 runs batted in. The pitch is low for a ball, and that is 5 straight out of the strike zone for Dooley. Again, Rubio has 1 home run. Again, she and Callahan share the team lead with 1. Again, only 2 home runs in the entire team. Rubio leads the team in doubles with 4. The pitch is low. Now it's 6 out of the strike zone for Dooley, so she's trying to find herself. She backs out of the circle, trying to regain her thoughts. Rubio third on the team at hits with a 10. Second on the team at slugging at .405. And the pitch is in for a called strike as the home plate umpire Ray Moore gave her the outside corner on that, and it's 2-1. Well, again, we'll be out here tomorrow at high noon. Hopefully Gary Cooper up in heaven has a nice seat for this one. This one is ripped down the left field line. Fair ball, could be extra bases. Rubio turning first. She'll make it into second with a double. They're going to try and score the run, and they will. Scoring all the way from first base is Alexis Smith. And the Panthers take a 1-0 lead. So Rubio, you could call her Miss Double because that is her team high now, 5th double of the year. Driving in Smith. So now the potential go-ahead run is on at second base here in the bottom of the second inning, a 1-1 tie. That'll bring up Tori Schramm, the first baseman. Pitch in for a called strike, 0-1 on Schramm. Schramm batting .222, 6 hits and 27 at-bats, 2 runs batted in. And she's somebody that makes pretty good contact. She's only struck out twice in 27 at-bats. The pitch, Beautiful change up, and it missed. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, Leslie Cantor, I have a good rapport with her, but she didn't really want to disclose any of Dooley's pitches. And then she finally said, okay, curveball and rise. So that's what we'll go with. That was the rise ball, and a good one. Swung on and missed by Schramm. And then she kind of said, well, she kind of throws everything. I said, okay, I'll go with that. So curveball, rise ball, maybe a screwball. Occasional changeup. Foul ball, and that I caught the catcher's mask. Not always pleasant, but it is 75 degrees. Again, hopefully our friends along the East Coast are doing okay. Again, the big nor'easter coming in. Evidently, it's not terribly cold in some places. It's more of a freezing rain and not snow in some areas. Swung on and missed, and Schramm strikes out. So that's the second strikeout of the inning for Dooley and her third of the game. Non-consecutive strikeouts of Palmer and Schramm in this inning. Again, Vanessa Rubio with the RBI double driving in Smith, so Rubio still on second, and the pitch is in for a called strike. It's 0-1 on Shani Amerenciana. Shani batting .214. She's got 3 runs batted in, and she's only struck out 3 times and 28 at bats, so she usually makes pretty good contact. And the pitch in for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Now, Silvio Amerenciana, her dad of the 2 twins, visited me before the game, and he is visiting from Curacao, and he says he's going to be here all week, so he's going to catch a bunch of games. So good for him. The pitch is fouled off and out of play. Also, Shireen is the mother, so it's Silvio and Shireen, who don't get to see their daughters play very often, but they're here in person right behind home plate. And again, Curacao, beautiful part of the United States, if they don't get a hurricane over there from time to time. The pitch is floated out in the center field. It's going to stay up, though, for the center fielder, Cortez. She makes the catch, and that retires the side. But Florida Tech does tie the game. Again, an RBI double by Vanessa Rubio. So 1 run, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 runner left at second base. So we have played 2 innings here at Nancy Botke Field in the campus of Florida Tech. It is Florida Tech 1 and Tampa nothing. All right, let's go back to our sponsor list. Want to thank Meg O'Malley's, of course, the legendary Meg O'Malley's restaurant in downtown Melbourne, a great place to go. In fact, I had lunch there about a month ago with my good friend, Dave. Orlando Melbourne International Airport, National Manager Resources. Also, our thanks to Old School Pizza, Southern Janitor Supply, Space Coast Uniforms, University Center Imaging, Baker Sporting Goods, and also a Boeing. So again, Mackenzie Krutzinger in the circle. Krutzinger, again out of the Midwest, a 5'6" junior out of Sydney, Illinois. Again, she is a aviation with flight major. And she had a very interesting summer. She took part in the 41st annual Air Race Classic, which started in Frederick, Maryland, and it involved her as the co-pilot along with her partner Dee Bond, who is the main pilot. They actually flew across the country in a air race with some other competitors, 2,600 miles, and they ended up from Frederick, Maryland, to one of my favorite places on earth, Santa Fe, New Mexico. I lived in New Mexico for a couple of years in the late 80s. Loved Santa Fe. Didn't make it out to the airport that much, but the town of Santa Fe, so New Mexican, really great. And Krutzinger and her partner, Dee Bond, flew over Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, and Texas on that cross-country competition. They actually won the competition, so I wanted to get that in. The pitch is in for a called strike, and it's a no ball and 1 strike count. It's top of the batting order, Serena Cortez batting for the Spartans. Cortez got things off to a good start for Tampa. She doubled to start the inning, but then she was thrown out trying to steal third. The pitch is a rise ball, a good one, in for a strike. And the count 0-2 on Serena Cortez. So top of the batting order to face Krutzinger here in the top of the third. Serena Cortez, Shelby Press, and McKaylee Dooley. 0-2 the count. Outfield straight away against Cortez. And the pitch is fouled off and out of play. Cortez last year played about 2/3 of a season. Then she got hurt. and was out for the rest of the year, but back healthy this year. Very good speed, which you would expect from a center fielder. So Cortez and Press can really run. And they're the 1 and 2 batters in the batting order. And the 0-2 is a little dribbler back to Krutziger. She throws the first in time, and Cortez is out 1-3 to start off the top of the third inning. And that'll bring up Shelby Press, the left fielder. That stuff I had. Oh. And the pitch is sliced foul, first base side, and out of play. So no balls and 1 strike on Shelby Press, who reached on an error by the shortstop, Marin Siana, back in the first inning. And the 0-1 is swung on and missed. Krutziger took something off of that one, and it is 0-2. Press won the game against Rollins. That was the lone game that they got in that series. She had she had a 2-run inside the park home run in one of the games. She didn't win the game, but an inside the park home run, a 2-runner against Rollins recently. This one is hit to third and snagged by Smith before it went down the left field line. That was ticketed for the left field line, but Smith said, no, not so fast, my friend. So 2 outs and nobody on here in the third inning. Again, Florida Tech is up 1-0, and here is Michaela Dooley, the pitcher. Dooley reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. So 2 outs, nobody on here in the third. A 1-0 Florida Tech lead. Again, Dooley, not only a very good pitcher, but a good hitter, although she's struggling out of the gate this year. Swung on and missed 0-1. Again, Dooley so far this year coming in just batting .216 with 6 RBIs. She was 11 for 51 coming in. Ball's fouled off, so now 11 for 52. She fouls it off, and it's 2 strikes. So again, 0-2 the count. And the pitch is hit right back up the middle past Krutziger and almost past the entire infield. That'll be a base hit. And it actually did make it through to center field as my view was blocked. So a 2-out base hit to center by Dooley. And now bring up Bailey Phillips, the third baseman. Phillips hit a pretty high pop-up between the circle and the plate, right in the middle, and it was dropped by Krutziger for an error. Pitches inside for a ball, and it's 1-0 on Bailey Phillips. Phillips in the second game of the doubleheader against Wheeling Jesuit on Wednesday went 2 for 3 at a run-scoring single. Again, slightly open stance, and the pitch is inside. And the count is 2-0 on Bailey Phillips. Again, Phillips leading the team in hitting, batting .357 coming in. Second on the team in hits with 15, leads the team in walks with 5. High pop-up down the left field side. Smith will make the catch over her shoulder. Not an easy play. If she would have dropped it, it would have been just a foul ball, but she made it look easy, and that retires the side. So 4 batters up for Tampa in the third inning, but nothing across. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left at first. So we played 2.5 innings here at Nancy Botke Field in the campus of Florida Tech. It is Florida Tech 1 and Tampa nothing. All right, back to our sponsor list. Want to thank Baker Sporting Goods, also Boeing, Brown & Brown Associates, Central Air Conditioning, and also Cumulus. Well, it's another busy weekend here at Florida Tech as March is underway. It's our own version of March Madness. It's not as bad as it could have been. Unfortunately, Florida Tech basketball is over on both genders. The women lost to Eckerd in the first round game of the Sunshine State Conference tournament. and the men lost to Barry down in Miami Shores. So the basketball seasons are over for both of our basketball teams. But we roll right into the spring with 2 lacrosse teams and, of course, baseball, softball, 2 tennis teams, 2 golf teams, the crew team. Hopefully I'm not leaving anybody out. Oh, the track team. And I think swimming is finishing up. The track team also very busy. So busy time here as the Ides of March are only 13 days away. We got baseball tonight, Florida Tech and Eckerd. I'm going to stick around for that one. Looking forward to it. That'll be in about 3 hours and 16 minutes, unless this game goes like 20 innings, which I hope it won't. All right, here's Ciari Emerenciana leading off for Florida Tech to lead off the bottom of the third. 1-0 Panthers. Ball outside, and it's 1-0 on Ciari Emerenciana. Ciari batting .259. 7 hits, 27 bats. Pitch in for a strike. That'll even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the Emerenciana twins are transfers from Palm Beach State down in the West Palm Beach area. Played 2 years there. This one is lifted out in the left center field. Oh, it's going to be caught. Nice over-the-shoulder catch by Emily Profit. Well, I'll tell you, Profit has really come onto the scene for Tampa and done a nice job, again, replacing Christina Clawberg, who started the season. Clawberg had some injury problems last year where she missed most of the year, and those injury problems have come back. So Profit has been inserted into the lineup, and she has really done well. This is only her 3rd game. She debuted in the Wheeling Jesuit Series. The pitch is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Top of the batting order, the center fielder, Michaela Wessel. Wessel flew out to left field. It was a foul ball back in the 1st inning. Pitch to Wessel, gets the bunt down, trying to beat it out. The throw to first is not in time. It hit Wessel. So let's see how they score that. This is why they can never pay me enough money to be an official scorer. While they ponder the decision, here's Allie Carver, the right fielder. Carver reached on an infield hit to second, her first time up in the 1st inning. Here's the pitch by Dooley, trying to get the bunt down as Carver, but it's fouled off behind the catcher, Maddie Farrell. So let's see how we scored that. Base hit, okay. All right, so we credit Wessel with a hit. And again, that was one of those interesting plays. Again, the ball hit the runner, but the throw looked pretty good. So pitches in for a ball, and it's or a strike. Boy, late signal by Ray Mora. So it is an 0-2 count. And the pitch is punched out to short. It's going to be caught, and the throw to first in time. Was that in the air? Okay, I don't know. Our runner was going, so that's double play. All right, so that's, wow, okay, 6-3 double play. Carver was running, couldn't get back, so that'll do it for Florida Tech in their half of the 3rd inning. So it is not a 1-2-3 inning for Dooley, but she does face the minimum number of batters, 3, and gets out of it. So we have played 3 innings here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. It is Florida Tech 1 and Tampa nothing. Again, some more sponsors to read off to you. Want to thank Central Air, Cumulus Radio, also Domino's, Dots, the official transportation company of the Panthers, the Durand Golf Club, the Hilton Doubletree, the Hilton Rialto, the Marriott Courtyard Residence Inn, and also Red Ginger Restaurant. Well, let's take a look at the early Sunshine State Conference standings. Again, things are kind of bunched up. Palm Beach Atlantic and Florida Tech are the only teams that have only played 3 conference games. Otherwise, everybody else has played 6. So things are a little skewed in the standings, but here's how it looks in the early going. Palm Beach Atlantic, a perfect 3-0, so technically they're in first. Embry-Riddle, 5-1. St. Leo, Lynn, and Rollins are all 4-2, so they are in a 3-way tie for third. Florida Southern and Tampa, both 3-3. They are in a two-way tie for, I guess it would be sixth place. Nova is 2-4. Eckerd and Barry 1-5, and Florida Tech, unfortunately, the only winless team at conference at 0-3. They're going to try and improve upon that today. The pitch is low for a ball. And again, Maddie Farrell is the leadoff hitter here in the top of the fourth. Again, Florida Tech up 1-0. So the birthday girl Farrell, celebrating number 20 today, lined out to second. Her first time up. The rise ball misses, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Maddie Farrell, who has a sister on the team named Taylor, who doesn't play as much. They're both out of Valrico, which is not very far from Tampa. The 2-0, a pop-up to shortstop, and it'll be grabbed by Amarantziana, that being Shawnee at shortstop. So 1 away in the fourth inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, Emily Profit. Profit singled back in the second inning. So her average is zooming up. Again, she's now 6 for 11 on the year, again taking over for Clawberg, who again is hurt and was hurt most of last year. The pitch is a high rise ball. It misses high, ball 1 to Emily Profit. Profit is from the first state. I know Joe knows the first state. That would be Delaware. Newark, Delaware. This one hit down the left field line. This should be extra bases for Profit. She turns first, heading to second, and she'll get in there with a stand-up double. Ball hit very well, hooked down the left field line as Callahan was able to chase it down, but Profit hit that one well, so Profit continues to amaze. In fact, she's now 7 for 12 on the year since taking over for Clawberg, and she's 2 for 2 today. Here's the first baseman, Emily Jansen. So Profit at second, representing the tying run with 1 out here in the fourth. Florida Tech up 1-0. The pitch is in for a ball. It's 1-0 on Emily Jansen, who struck out swinging against Krutzinger back in the second inning. So Krutzinger so far has struck out 1. She has not walked anybody. The pitch is low for a ball, and it's now 2-0 on Emily Jansen with Erica Matic in the on-deck circle. So Krutzinger has allowed 3 hits, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. No runs yet, but that in danger here with Profit at second base. And the 2-0 is just off the outside corner. I'll tell you, Rubio tried to frame that, bring it back in, but did not fool Ray Mora, who's a crusty veteran of softball. So 3-0 the count. And the pitch is inside, ball 4. So Jansen walks on 4 pitches, and that is the first walk allowed by Mackenzie Krutzinger. So Krutzinger has now walked 1 and struck out 1. Here's the second baseman, Erica Matic. Matic popped up the first, her first time up. Trip out to the pitcher circle for Michaela Palmer, consulting with Krutzinger. Matic batting .258, second on the team at doubles with 3. Has 5 runs batted in. And she is now 8 for 32 on the year, and I can translate that pretty easily. That is a .250 batting average. Krutzinger in for the signs, and the pitch swung on and missed. That was kind of a nasty pitch by Krutzinger. You know what? That might have been the drop curve. She has something known as a drop curve, and that might have been it. She also throws a screwball. She throws a high curve, a changeup, and a fastball. But that drop curve, that could be a nasty pitch to hit. Comes inside this time, goes back to Krutzinger, throws to third for the out. Nice play by Krutzinger. That is a 1-5 fielder's choice, and out at third is Profit. And really for Krutzinger, not much thinking of that. I mean, the play was right in front of her. She gets the lead runner. Moving up to second of the play is Jansen, and reaching on the 1-5 fielder's choice is Matic. So Krutzinger is not out of the jam yet. 2 runners on, but she does have 2 outs. Here is Lauren Reyes, the right fielder. She reached on a 6-4 fielder's choice in her only other appearance. Pitch is low for a ball, and it's 1-0 as the breeze picks up here at Nancy Botke Field. Again, blowing at probably about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Outfield is straight away. against Reyes, the number 9 hitter. The pitch is a beauty, in for a called strike. Oh, that had some mustard on it. That also could have been the drop curve. It kind of dropped in there like it fell off a table. 1-1 the count. And the pitch is hit to third, and it gets over the head of Smith. Possible play at the plate, but it will not be in time. The run scores, throw to third is not in time. So that'll be a base hit down the left field line by Lauren Reyes, and an RBI scoring Emily Jansen from second base, and we are tied at 1. And now Tampa's got the go-ahead run on at third with 2 outs.
Back to top of the batting order for Tampa, number 14.
So back to the top of the batting order for Serena Cortez. Serena is 0 for 2. Or actually 1 for 2. She doubled back in the first inning. She fouls this one off, and it's strike 1, 0-1 on Serena Cortez. Again, Cortez batting at 286 coming in. Again, co-leader in doubles with 4. Leader in hits with 16 entering the play today. Second in total bases with 20. The pitch is in for a ball. Just missed. Some oohs and ahs from the Panther crowd on that one. It is a 1-1 count on Serena Cortez. Cortez out of Oviedo. Kind of up Orlando way. If you take Alafaya Trail past my beloved alma mater, UCF, you just keep going, you'll run into Oviedo. So from Oviedo, but actually went to Lake Howell High. He pitches high. That'd be a little bit of a commute, I would imagine. So not go to Oviedo High, but Lake Howell. All right, 2-1 the count on Serena Cortez. Shelby Press in the on-deck circle. Again, this is the top of the batting order, so big moment here for Krutziger. Runners on second and third, and 2 outs. The pitch is fouled off over to the right, and the count now 2-2 on Serena Cortez. So again, Tampa, they're coming off a doubleheader sweep of Wheeling Jesuit this past Wednesday, where they won that doubleheader 5-0 and 8-0. The 8-0 game was only 5 innings due to the run rule. And the pitch outside, 3-2. In fact, that was an interesting game. That game ended up 8-0 at the end of 5, but you would never guess what the score was at the end of 4.5. It was actually a scoreless game. Tampa had an 8-run 5th inning, and the 8 runs was enough to end the game due to the run rule. The pitch is fouled off straight back and out of play, and the battle continues. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Serena Cortez. So if you didn't know anything about that 8-0 game, you figured it was a blowout, but actually it was a scoreless game through 4.5, and then Tampa scored 8 to end it. And the pitch is low for a ball, and the bases are loaded. So Krutziger laboring a little bit in the pitcher circle. That is the second walk allowed by Krutziger. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Shelby Press, who reached on an error back in the first, hit a soft liner to Smith at third in her other at-bats. So, again, big moment here for both teams. Florida Tech trying to get out of the inning with a 1-1 tie. Tampa would love to blow the game wide open here. Again, Press has some power, had a 2-run inside the park home run against Rollins in that recent series. The pitch is high for a ball, and it's 1-0 on Shelby Press. Michaela Dooley is on deck. So nowhere to put Press. Jansen on third, Matic on second. And the pitch is in for a strike. So the pitch here by Krutziger is low, and it's now 2-1. So actually we got Matic on third, Reyes on second, and Cortez on first. We got a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Shelby Press. Again, a 1-1 tie here in the fourth. So a good ball game so far. Tampa would love to blow it open right here. Florida Tech trying to get out of the inning. The pitch is low for a ball, and it's now 3-1. So Krutziger has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning, trying to find the strike zone. And again, this Tampa club, you don't want to fall too far behind them because of Dooley, a very good pitcher. Here's a 3-1, and it's lined to short, and it's off of Maranciano's glove into left field, and 2 runs are going to score. So Tampa takes a 3-1 lead. We'll see how they score that. Okay, so that'll be a base hit and 2 runs batted in.
Number 9, McKaylee Dooley.
So that scores Manich and Reyes, and to third goes Cortez. And we're going to have a pitcher circle visit by Amanda Haverman, again, the new assistant coach for Florida Tech this year. Again, Sean Cotter had an opportunity to become the head coach at Barry. He decided to take it, and he is down in the Miami Shores area. So, again, that'll be interesting when Florida Tech travels to Barry a little bit later on in the year. In fact, let me look up when that is. I kind of wish it was up here, but it's not. March 16th. It'll be in a couple of weeks. I think Sean Cotter's going to have a little bit of a rebuilding job with Barry. They kind of struggled last year, and he's a whole new situation, of course, moving down there and getting familiar with his players. So it might take a couple of years, but Sean, a good man. Again, he roots for the wrong sports teams, but I don't hold it against him. Again, he's out of Massachusetts, but that's the way it goes. Good man, though. Sean, if you happen to be watching, you probably have your own series going on right now. All right, here's Michaela Dooley. So this is the 8th batter of the inning, and it's so far a 3-run inning for Tampa. Here in the fourth, they are up 3-1. This one is hit to left field, base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the possible second run. No, the runner will hold to third as Maranciana chases it down, runs it back to third, but that will be an RBI single by Dooley, and it's now a 4-run inning, and Tampa now leads it 4-1 as Cortez scored from third. Moving up to third is Shelby Press. So Krutziger trying to get out of the inning. And now Tampa has batted around. The only one not to bat in this inning is batting now. That is Bailey Phillips, the third baseman. She reached on an error back in the first, hit a foul pop-up to Smith at third in the third. And the changeup in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. So again for Krutziger, drop curve, screwball, high curve, changeup, and fastball. Looks like she's used just about all of them today. Again, that drop curve could be a nasty pitch to hit. That one is low. That might have been the drop curve inside. Actually, that might have been the screwball. It curved inside. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Bailey Phillips. Phillips out of Jupiter, down south. A burgeoning town down south from us. This one is low for a ball, and it's now 2-1. Again, Phillips hitting a robust .357 coming into this game to start off. .449 on-base percentage. Again, the primary third baseman. She's only made 1 error so far this year. High fly ball, right center field, should be playable. The right fielder under it, that's Carver. She makes the catch, and that retires the side. But not before Tampa had a big inning, as it was in the inning, 4 runs on 4 hits. There were a couple of walks, and 1 man left on base. So we have played 3.5 innings here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. Tampa has broken the game open. Florida Tech still has plenty at bats, but it's Tampa up by 3. They're up 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Again, J.C. Biles with you, FloridaTechSports.com. Again, I'll be doing the baseball game tonight at 6 as the Panthers take on the Eckerd College Tritons. So, again, it's a big Friday of sports here at the Olin Complex. It'll be even bigger tomorrow. Again, we're going to have a doubleheader at noon. Baseball, Florida Tech and Eckerd. Doubleheader of softball, Florida Tech and Tampa. And if that weren't enough, we have women's lacrosse tomorrow night, as the Panthers will be taking on St. Anselm's out of New Hampshire. So tomorrow will be a very busy day for me. I go from softball to baseball today, and I go from softball to women's lacrosse tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning for the Panthers. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Jessica Callahan, Michaela Palmer, and Alexis Smith. Callahan struck out swinging back in the first inning. Thus far, Michaela Dooley has 3 strikeouts. The pitch is inside for a ball, and it's ball 1. So Dooley's got that strikeout to walk ratio in her favor. She has struck out 3. She has walked 1. She's allowed just the 1 run, and she has done so on 3 hits. Outfield straight away against Callahan. This one is lifted out in the left field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Didn't really hit it very far. Went beyond shortstop and into the outfield grass in front of the left fielder for Tampa. That is Shelby Press. So base hit for Callahan. Panthers need 1 more base runner to bring the potential tying run at the plate. That was hit number 4 for the Panthers. Michaela Palmer will bat. First off, we're going to have a pinch runner. At first base, it'll be Lexi Betterman, the 5'4" junior out of Blaine, Minnesota, and the transfer from the State College of Florida. Probably pretty cold up in Minnesota. They're not getting any of that northeaster, but they're probably still getting some cold weather up Minnesota way. Looks like Michaela Palmer got something in her eye, and she's trying to get it out. Hopefully not a bug. Might be a little dirt. Oh, the wind has settled down a little bit, but it's kind of a gusty wind. You never know when it's going to pick up. So again, Palmer, she struck out swinging against Dooley back in the second. So the Panthers trying to rally here, down 4-1 in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch is high for a ball, and it's a ball 1. Well, again, for Florida Tech, last year they went 11-13 in the conference. That was good enough for a 5th-place tie with Rollins. But Florida Tech got off 0-8 in conference last year. They certainly don't want to do that this year. The pitch is high for a ball, and it's 2-0. So, again, Florida Tech, they started out 0-8 in the conference last year, and then they went 11-5 after that to finish with the 11-13 conference record. Pitch in for a strike, 2-1 to Palmer. Again, they're currently 0-3. They would at least like to try and win this series against Tampa and get back on the winning track. And the pitch is checked on. Did she swing? Let's see. No, says Bernard Jethro at first. Again, Bernard Jethro, the base umpire. Again, Ray Moore behind the plate. It's a 3-1 count on Michaela Palmer. On deck is Alexis Smith. The pitch. Inside. Oh, in for a strike. It seemed a little bit inside, but it'll be a strike. So 3-2 the count. Well, again, we got the pinch runner Betterman at first. And the pitch in for a called strike, and Palmer's called down on strikes. Wow. That at bat looked pretty promising, but Palmer strikes out. That's the second time she's struck out. So that's the 4th strikeout for Michaela Dooley. Here's Alexis Smith, the third baseman. So 1 out here in the 4th. The pitch in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Now, it's interesting with the Michaela Palmer coming into the game. She had only struck out 3 times all year, and she has struck out twice today already. The 0-1 is in for a ball, and it's a 1-1 strike count on Alexis Smith. Smith walked back in the second inning and eventually scored the only Panther run so far. In fact, she came in an RBI double by Vanessa Rubio. The pitch is high, and the count 2-1 on Alexis Smith. Again, the local Bayside High Bear. Had a good high school career and came over to Florida Tech. Not a very long trip, maybe 25 minutes. Snap throw to first is not in time. That was a strike, and it's now 2-2. So 2-2 on Alexis Smith. Again, trying to snap out of an early season slump. Again, coming in just batting 194 after batting 320 last year. The pitch is fouled off first base side and out of play. Again, she tied for the batting average title on the team with Haley Leonard. Well, again, we hope Haley's doing well. She's up at the University of Florida going to dental school. So best wishes to her. We hope maybe she can make it down for a series. But if you're going to dental school, you're probably pretty busy. Swung on and missed, and Smith strikes out. So that is back-to-back strikeouts of Palmer and Smith by McKaylee Dooley. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Fifth strikeout overall for Dooley. Here's Vanessa Rubio, the catcher. Again, Rubio, RBI double, brought in Smith, who walked back in the second. And the pitch is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Well, again, Dooley, local product out of Tampa, Wharton High, liberal arts, and humanism major. She actually tossed a no-hitter last year against Southwest Minnesota State. In fact, it was almost a year ago. She won that game 2-0. This ball's hooked foul. That is a severe hook. That hits the concession center roof. Or the concessions, not the concession center. The concession stand roof. That'd be a small concession center. That's a beautiful concession stand. That was not out there like 5 years ago. That was just open space. The pitch is high for a ball, 1-2 on Vanessa Rubio. But again, Dooley, a no-hitter last year against Southwest Minnesota State, a 2-0 win. And that was on March 6th, so in 4 days, she will probably reflect back on that and celebrate that one-year anniversary. The pitch is outside for a ball, and it's 2-2 on Rubio with Tori Schramm on deck. Again, we got the pinch runner, Lexi Betterman, pinch running for Callahan at first. Again, a 4-1 Tampa lead here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch by Dooley is a ground ball in the hole, base hit into left field by Rubio. That'll move Betterman up to second. She'll hold there. Now the potential tying run will come to the plate in the name of Tori Schramm, the first baseman. So that's hit number 5 for the Panthers off of Dooley. Again, she's allowed just 1 run. She has walked 1, and she has struck out 5. So a pretty good performance here by Dooley. Florida Tech trying to get to her here in the fourth inning. Schramm struck out against Dooley back in the second. The pitch in for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Tori Schramm. Her formal name is Victoria, but called Tori by her teammates. She is out of Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. So she's a Jersey girl. Pitch is fouled off and out of play. I'll tell you what, I would imagine she has gone to Jersey Mike's Subs. If she hasn't, she's got to go there because there are 2 locations. So, we love New Jersey. I'm from Dobbs Ferry, New York. The New Yorkers, yeah. Oh, I love New York. The pitch is outside for a ball. Hey, Frank Sinatra has nothing on me. All right, 1-2 the count. Again, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Florida Tech down by 3. The pitch is a pop-up first base side, or actually, not first base side, it's out of play. Again, we're down on ground level here. Sometimes it's hard to read the ball. All right, some new softballs for the home plate umpire, Ray Mora. And evidently, again, Ray is going to be here for the doubleheader tomorrow, but his partner, Bernard Jethro, will not. Again, noon doubleheader tomorrow between these 2 clubs. And that'll conclude the series, just like that. The 1-2, high pop-up down the left field line. It's going to be caught by the shortstop. And that was a foul ball, but making the catch, the shortstop, Emily Profit, and that retires the side. So, again, for Florida Tech this year, 2 areas of concern. They've made too many errors, and they've left too many men on base, and they leave 2 in this inning. So, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We've played 4 here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. It is Tampa 4 and Florida Tech 1. All right, back to our sponsor list. Want to thank SCB Media Group, also Sandpiper Sportswear, Art Lab, Brevard Framing and Drywall, also certified general contractors, Clear Channel Outdoors, the Crown Plaza, the Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Florida Beer Company, and also Flooring America. So, as I mentioned, the Sunshine State Conference standings, again, Palm Beach Atlantic 3-0, Florida Tech 0-3, and then all the other clubs in the conference have played 6 games. So again, things are kind of skewed. Florida Tech still has many games to go, of course. Of course, with the addition of Embry-Riddle and Palm Beach Atlantic this year, the conference not only gets bigger, but it gets tougher. I mean, Palm Beach Atlantic is a really good club. They're 10-2 overall. And Embry-Riddle, a very good club. They are 12-3 overall. Evidently, the Embry-Riddle baseball team kind of struggling a little bit. They were at NAIA power for many years before joining the Sunshine State Conference. Again, St. Leo was picked number 1 preseason poll, and they're 14-3, so they're off to a good start. They're 4-2. Lynn, kind of a rebuilding program the last 2 or 3 years, and a pretty good ball club. They're 4-2. Rollins, traditionally always good. They are 4-2. Florida Southern's been down a little bit, but they're off to a 10-4 start this year. Again, they unveiled the new stadium for softball, and it's called Chris Pilato Field in honor of their longtime head coach. Again, Tampa 3-3, Nova 2-4. Eckerd and Barry off to struggling starts at 1-5. Again, Florida Tech is 0-3. All right, we have a new pitcher. Amanda Kahn has taken the pitcher circle away from Mackenzie Krutzinger. Again, Krutzinger really struggling. We'll have the numbers on her in a moment. But Amanda Kahn out of Huntington Beach, California, the only California girl on the Panther roster. You know, most of the time in my tenure, we've usually had like 2 or 3 California girls, sometimes 4. But she's the only California girl on this year's roster. Ball's fouled off by Maddie Farrell. So again, tough spot for Krutzinger. I mean, she pitched pretty well the first 3 innings. Again, Tampa touching her up for 4 in the 4th inning, where Tampa batted around, sent 9 batters to the plate, scored 4 runs. So again, Kahn in relief. And the pitch by Amanda is just a little bit high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. According to what I got, 4 runs on 6 hits allowed by Krutzinger. The pitch is high for a ball, and it's now 2-1. She walked 2 and struck out 1. So again, she's on course to be the losing pitcher unless Florida Tech can rally, and they still have 3 more innings to go. Ground ball in the hole, base hit into left field by Maddie Farrell. So the birthday girl at age 20 gets her first hit of the afternoon. She is 1 for 3. And that'll bring up Emily Profit, the shortstop. Profit is 2 for 2. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. Let's see who comes out of the dugout. It'll be number 5. And that is Lauren Pasco. She's a 5'5" junior out of Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Out of the Constitution State of Connecticut. All right. Boy, UConn having a tough year in basketball. They're not as strong this year. I don't think they're going to make any tournament under Kevin Ollie. His job could be in jeopardy, too. That's really strange, the Huskies. Tough year. Ball's bunted on, back to third, picked up by Smith, and on to first in time. So that'll be a 5-4. That's what we'll call it. 5-4 fielder's choice. Sacrifice credit goes to Profit as Farrell moves up to second. Actually, not Farrell, but the pinch runner, Pasco, moves up to second. Boy, a lot to keep up with there, folks. So runner on second, 1 out. Here's Emily Jansen. Jansen 0 for 1 and a walk. The pitch by Kahn is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The numbers are on Kahn. She is 0-2 with a 4.85 ERA. She's allowed 19 hits in 13 innings so far. She would like to turn that around. The pitch is hooked foul. That'll make it toward the Tim Wakefield batting facility. Amanda's allowed 10 runs on the year, 9 earned. Allowed 1 home run. Opponents are batting .365 against her. And she is still looking. Yeah, I guess it's right. Still looking for her first strikeout of the year. She's only walked 2, but she hasn't struck out anybody yet. This one is hooked foul again. That softball is going to join the other softball. I don't know, maybe they can get married if it's male and female. I'm not sure. But those 2 softballs are not very far away. So the Tim Wakefield batting facility staying active out there. We're a little behind the count, but it should be 0-2. Kahn in for the sign, studying them from Vanessa Rubio. And the pitch. Oh, it hit her. Boy, you hate to hit anybody with an 0-2 count. So Jansen gets hit. And let's see. What do we got?
Pinch hitter.
Oh, pinch hitter. Taylor Farrell. Okay, the sister of Maddie. Okay. Hopefully Taylor's being nice to Maddie on her birthday. What do you think? I would hope so. Hopefully she got her a birthday card. So again, this is the other Farrell, Taylor. Again, they're both out of Valrico. And the pitch by Kahn, a nice changeup in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. So Farrell is pinch hitting for Manich. So Kahn trying to get out of this jam. Runners on first and second. And pitch is swung on and missed. There's 1 out, right? Okay. 1 out. Oh, there's the big red dot. I didn't see that red dot up there, though. Ah, okay. Good boy, Joe. I'm gonna hit you harder in a minute. The pitch is in for a called strike. Strike 3. Oh, Ray Mora with the elaborate punch out. All right. I'm sure the Tampa player didn't appreciate that, but so Farrell pinch hitting, strikes out. So first strikeout by Kahn, only the second strikeout by Panther pitching as Krutziger had 1. Here's Lauren Reyes, the right fielder, so that's out number 2. So again, Kahn trying to get out of it. Runners on first and second. Pitch in for a called strike. And it's 0-1. Again, Amanda's got a drop pitch that is considered her best pitch. Also a changeup and a screwball. She is more or less a ground ball pitcher. A chopper foul up the third base line. Nice backhanded play by Alexis Smith. Throws it back to Kahn. And the count is 0-2 on Lauren Reyes. Again, Reyes coming in today batting .280, 2 RBIs, 7 for 25 on the year. And the pitch by Kahn is outside. Well, Amanda's got a wonderful mother named Marie, who I know must be watching from Huntington Beach, California. She's probably eating lunch because it's 12:20 out in Huntington Beach. So, Marie, your daughter is on the hill, and hope things are going well out there in wonderful Huntington Beach. Hope the surf is up. The pitch is outside. Well, I'll tell you, if you go to Huntington Beach, you can count on 2 things. If you go out to the beach, the boardwalk, the surfing, and, of course, the rollerbladers. That might be the rollerblading capital of the world. The 2-2 is hit out in the center field, but Wessel is there to make the catch, and that retires the side. So good job by Amanda Kahn in getting out of the inning. That ball hit pretty hard by Reyes, but Wessel, a couple steps to her left, made the play. So no scoring for Tampa in their half of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. So we have played 4.5 innings. Again, we are scheduled for 7 here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. It is Tampa 4 and Florida Tech 1. All right, back to our sponsor list. Want to thank Flooring America, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the Kiwi Tennis Club, the Melbourne Commons, the Melbourne Regional Chamber of Commerce, also Fanta Productions, River Oak Dentistry, Ryan Reporting, and also Senatech. Again, Michaela Dooley coming out to the pitcher circle. Dooley pitched against Wheeling Jesuit and picked up the win recently. Had the complete game 2-hit shutout, and she walked 1 and struck out 14. And I'll tell you, Dooley, this is really impressive. I mean, she threw 84 pitches. How many strikes do you think she threw? Maybe 45 or 50? 69. So she threw 69 strikes and only 15 balls. I mean, that is quite the ratio. I mean, that is better than 4.5 to 1 strikes to balls in that game. The pitch misses for a ball as Shawnee Maranciana leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Florida Tech with 3 more chances. They trail by 3 as they try and come back. This one is popped up. Foul ball first base side and caught by the first baseman. That is Emily Jansen. So 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. So again, that was Shawnee Maranciana who hit the foul pop of the first, and now here's the twin sister Ciari, who hit a fly ball to shortstop, and the shortstop made a nice play in that play, that being Profit. So she is 0 for 1, pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-1. So again, Dooley coming off that 2-hit shutout against Wheeling Jesuit, where she walked 1, struck out 14, and threw, out of the 84 pitches, 69 for strikes. Fly ball, right center, pretty well hit, but it's going to be caught by the right fielder. And making the catch is Lauren Reyes. So quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Tampa's up 4-1. We go back to the top of the batting order. Here's Michaela Wessel, the center fielder. Wessel is 1 for 2. She singled back in the 3rd inning. And the pitch in for a called strike. So again, Dooley, that 2-hit shutout against Wheeling Jesuit in one end of the doubleheader. And then she came in relief and was actually the winning pitcher in relief in the second game, which they won 8-0. This ball's fouled left side. Is it playable? No, it is well out of play. And the count now 0-2 on Michaela Wessel with Allie Carver in the on-deck circle. Sam Kay pitched that game against Wheeling Jesuit. Dooley came in for 1 inning of relief. She struck out 1, allowed 1 hit. She only faced 3 batters and got the win. Swung on and missed. Oh, Wessel, let's go with the bat. Fortunately, there was nobody, I guess, in the on-deck circle. Otherwise, that could have been some trouble. That is the Tampa side of the field, so nobody would have been out there anyway. And that is strike 3, so Wessel strikes out, and that is 6 strikeouts for Dooley through 5 innings of work. And for Dooley, that is the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for her. So 3 up, 3 down for Florida Tech in the bottom of the 5th inning. So we go to the top of the 6th here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. It is Tampa 4 and Florida Tech 1. All right, back to our sponsor list. Want to thank Senatech, the Texas Roadhouse, also Walmart, Ballard Insurance Agency, Carroll Distributing, the Mike Erdman Auto Group, also Flamingo Printing, Gatto's Tire and Auto Service, and Hooters. I might be heading to Hooters after the game tonight. Again, they got half-price apps after 10 o'clock. Might catch a little college basketball. Of course, folks, it is March 2nd. We're just about getting into March Madness. Of course, in college basketball, the tournaments are starting up. I know the Big Ten tournament is underway. And then a lot of the other tournaments are going to get underway beginning Monday and Tuesday, and that's going to be going all week. And, of course, Selection Sunday for college basketball is going to be a week from this Sunday. So if you're a college basketball fan, this is definitely your time of year. Now, of course, if you're a college basketball fan, you're also pretty concerned about this scandal going on with all the big-name schools. That is, if you're a college basketball fan, you should be really disturbed by that. We really hope that that problem is eventually solved, but there is damage to be repaired. So, again, a great time of year with college basketball and, of course, spring training of baseball. All right, top of the 6th inning, Florida Tech is down 4-1. The pitch in for a called strike, leading off For the Spartans, it's going to be at the top of their batting order: Serena Cortez, Shelby Press, and McKaylee Dooley. 1 for 2 and a walk is Cortez. She doubled to lead off the ball game in the first inning. The pitch by Kahn is a roller foul down the left field side. Again, past the head coach for Tampa. Again, that is Leslie Cantor. Again, in her 24th year. Again, for Cantor, in the 23 previous years, only 7 losing seasons. And again, she had 4 losing seasons in the first 5 years of her tenure, and then only 3 more in the last 18. High pop-up left side, and this one is just out of play. Bounce up against the concession stand. And the count is 0-2 on Serena Cortez. Again, Tampa last year was 29-12. They were 18-21 2 years ago, so that was the first losing season in about 10 years for Cantor. 9 straight winning seasons from 07 to 2015. 5 consecutive South Regional appearances from 2011 to 2015. So they've missed the regional the last 2 years trying to get back there. And again, they've got a good ball club. They could very well get there. And the pitch is hooked foul down the left field line. Hustling after it. Is that Betterman or Callahan? Betterman in left field. All right, so Betterman has come in to play left. All right. So, long foul ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. Again, Cantor, the head coach at Tampa, a University of South Florida grad. So she's had quite a run, 24 years now at the University of Tampa. Ball sliced to first, knocked down, but stepping on first and making the play is the Panther first baseman. That is Tori Schramm. Well, I'll tell you, if Schramm were going to bobble the ball, she was bobbling the ball in the right area because she was right close to the bag. She stuck with it and then stomped on first. All right, here's Shelby Press, the left fielder. Shelby is 1 for 3. Had a 2 RBI single during that 4-run 4th inning. She shows bunt but draws the bat back, and it's a strike. 0-1 on Shelby Press. And the pitch by Kahn. Beautiful pitch on the outside corner, in for a strike. So again, Amanda so far 0-2, a 4.85 earned run average. And a high chopper at the third. Basket catch there off the ground by Smith. Throws to first in time, and that retires the side. Oh, no, it doesn't. That's 2 outs. I jumped the gun a little bit there. 2/3 of the side has been retired. Here's Michaela Dooley, the pitcher. So Kahn facing her counterpart in the circle here. And her counterpart has had a good day in the pitcher circle and a good day at the plate. She is 2 for 3. And the pitch is ripped fair down the left field line. This will be extra bases for Dooley as Betterman chases it down, but Dooley will easily have a stand-up double with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. So Dooley helping her own cause. She is now 3 for 4, 2 singles, a double, and an RBI. And that'll bring up Bailey Phillips, pinch runner. Pinch runner for the pitcher, which makes sense. That'll give Dooley a little bit of a break to catch her breath in the dugout. So pinch running is number 10, Brianna Taphouse. Boy, I love that name. Brianna Taphouse, yeah. Glendale, New York. And where did she go to high school? The Frank Sinatra School of the Arts. Old Blue Eyes. How about that? Now, my good friend Mike Craig, he loves Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra. So do I. I'll tell you what. Part of that Rat Pack. The old Rat Pack. I'll tell you, Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra. Those were the days, friends. The pitch is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Who's the rest of that Rat Pack? I'll have to try and think of those names. Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. Boy, he was a legend. All right, the 0-1 pitch is in for a ball. So again, we got Bailey Phillips here at the plate. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. We got 2 outs. We got a runner on second. Again, Dooley with a 2-out double. And she's hoping her teammate Phillips can drive her in here. And the pitch. I think it hit her. It hit her. It's amazing. So Phillips will go down to first. So that is the second hit batter by Kahn. And that'll bring up the birthday girl, Maddie Farrell. Oh, of course, Dean Martin. So again, that Rat Pack, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. I think there was one other person. Yeah, Dean Martin, yeah. Old Dino. They used to have those roasts with Bob Hope. Those were classics. Farrell is 1 for 3. And the pitch is in for a ball, and it's 1-0 on Maddie Farrell. We got Emily Profit scheduled it next. Again, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. Again, Florida Tech trying to stay in this game. They are down 4-1. Kahn trying to get another out and get her teammates back to the dugout. The pitch is high, and it's 1 ball, 2 balls, and no strikes. So 2-0 the count. Kahn in for the signs. And the pitch is high, and it's now 3-0. So Kahn laboring a little bit in the pitcher circle. Again, I hope Maria's watching today from Huntington Beach. I bet it's a beautiful day in Huntington Beach. The pitch is in for a called strike. Nice pitch by Kahn there. That looked like the dropper. Again, drop, change up, screwball in Kahn's pitching arsenal. The 3-1 is a soft liner out in the left field. There'll be a base hit, possible play at the plate. Ball cut off by Smith. They got her in a rundown. Goes to Rubio, back to Smith, and she's tagged out. So let's have some fun scoring that play. It's going to go 7-5 to 2-5.
5.5.
So repeating, 7-5 to 2-5. You don't see many of those in baseball or softball, but we saw it there. So that'll be a base hit by Farrell, but no RBI because she was caught in the rundown. So again, 7-5 to 2-5 was the scoring on that. So no runs in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Tampa 4 and Florida Tech 1. So again, Florida Tech will have 2 more chances here to score. Again, same 2 teams tomorrow at 12 noon. Well, again, in the all-time series, Tampa leads it 62-49. But Florida Tech has actually won 6 of the last 10 meetings. Again, Tampa swept Florida Tech over in Tampa last year by scores of 2-0, 3-2, and 6-1. Florida Tech actually swept Tampa here 2 years ago by scores of 5-2, 7-5, and 12-4. In fact, that 7-5 game went to 12 innings. So that is 5 extra innings in the normal 7. And then the 12-4 game was actually the 8-run rule, stopped at the end of 5 innings. And Florida Tech actually won the series in 2015. That was over in Tampa. They won that series 2-1. And then Florida Tech won the series here 4 years ago, 2-1. So again, Tampa swept the Panthers last year, but Florida Tech has actually won the 3 series before that. So they've had a little bit better luck against the Spartans than they've had overall in their history. So Florida Tech down by 3. Dooley looking pretty good in the circle. Let's see if Allie Carver can get things started for the Panthers, as it's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order as Carver fouls it off. First base side out of play, 0-1. So Allie Carver, Jessica Callahan, and Michaela Palmer scheduled to hit here in the bottom of the sixth. 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order. A 4-1 Tampa lead. And the pitch by Dooley is in for a called strike, and it's 0-2. So behind the count is Allie Carver at 0-2. Again, Michaela Dooley coming in with an 8-6 record, a 1.9 ERA, her 15th appearance, her 12th start. Ground ball in the hole, base hit into left field by Carver. So Florida Tech needs one more base runner to bring the potential tying run to the plate. Jessica Callahan, who has some power with a home run this year, will come up, but again, Florida Tech needs one more base runner to make this a little bit more interesting. Callahan is 1 for 2. She struck out swinging in the first. She singled in the third inning. And the pitch is on the outside corner, in for a called strike, as again called by the home plate umpire, Ray Mora. And it's 0-1 count on Callahan. And Callahan is out of Kissimmee, graduate student, Osceola High. The pitch is low for a ball. That'll even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Callahan. She's a accounting major, wants to be a CPA. I'll tell you, if you're a CPA this time of year, you're very busy with taxes. Ball's put down, a bunt. Throw to first, will be in time. So Callahan, successful sacrifice. That'll be 5-4. And moving up to second is Carver. And that'll bring up Michaela Palmer, the designated player. So you can kind of argue the strategy with Val Silvestrini. I mean, you're down by 3. I mean, do you want to sacrifice bunt and give up an out knowing you're down by 3 and this is the bottom of the 6th inning? Well, she seems to feel that maybe Palmer can come up with a hit here and Florida Tech can inch a little closer. Foul pop-up first base side, and this one is out of play. That almost makes it over to the men's lacrosse field. Men's lacrosse, they won't be home for another 2 weeks or so. They're going to be a little bit of a road trip. Again, we have women's lacrosse tomorrow against St. Anselm's. That'll be over at Florida Tech Panther Stadium, about a mile down the road on Babcock Street. Again, we got baseball tonight at 6. That's about 2 hours and 19 minutes away. Let's see what the count is. As Ray Moore getting quite emphatic with us behind the plate. I mean, in a good way. So 1 ball, no strikes, the count. And the pitch. High pop-up, middle of the infield, drifts out to center. Center fielder makes the catch. And that is out number 2. As that's Serena Cortez out in center field. And that'll bring up Alexis Smith. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's up to Alexis Smith to try and keep this inning going. Smith is 0 for 1 in a walk. She walked in the second and eventually scored the only run so far for Florida Tech. The pitch in for a called strike, and it's 0-1 again. Smith walked with 1 out in the second, and then Rubio doubled her in. And that is the whole Florida Tech offense so far, just the 1 run. And the pitch is a high pop-up, playable, wide of third, but actually taken by the shortstop, Emily Profit, as Phillips was over for a look, but Profit makes the play, and that retires the side. So for Florida Tech, a leadoff single by Carver, but she is stranded at second base. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We have played 6 here at Nancy Botke Field on the campus of Florida Tech. Again, a 4-run 4th inning has stood out for Tampa. And it is 4-1 in favor of Tampa as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Again, J.C. Myers with you, FloridaTechSports.com. Want to thank Secure Beration, also Smooth Running, Kirby Reynolds, E-Tech Services, Richards Paints, and also Turner Insurance Agency as Amanda Kahn comes out for another inning. Again, Mackenzie Krutzinger pitched 4 innings, again giving up the 4-run 4th. Kahn coming in to start the fifth. She is not allowed a run yet. She's had to work through a couple of difficulties, facing 5 batters in the fifth and also 5 batters in the sixth. For Kahn here in the top of the seventh inning. It's going to be Profit, Jansen, and I believe Matic, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. So Profit will come up. Profit has done very well today. She is 2 for 3 with a fielder's choice. She also has a run scored. So again, Florida Tech, they're trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Tampa's trying to extend their winning streak to 3. Again, they're coming off the doubleheader sweep of Wheeling Jesuit out of West Virginia this past Wednesday. So Kahn against Profit to start off the seventh, and again, a 4-1 Tampa lead. The pitch by Kahn is a ground ball hit to third, picked up by Smith, straightens up, throws to first in time, and Profit, first ball swinging, grounds out the third, 1 away in the top of the seventh. That'll bring up Emily Jansen. Kahn in her last outing actually pitched pretty well. That was in the 7-4 win by St. Leo over Florida Tech. That was last weekend. That was the first game of a doubleheader. Here's the pitch, and it's in for a called strike, 0-1. Krutziger only lasted 1 inning, gave up 6 runs on 4 hits in that game. Kahn came in and gave up 1 unearned run in 5 innings of work, allowed 4 hits, walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. So did a nice job of trying to keep that game manageable, but Florida Tech lost it 7-4. Ground ball foul picked up by Smith. And the count 0-2 on Emily Jansen. Jansen has been hit by a pitch. She has walked and she has struck out, so probably not the most exciting day for her in her young life. Kahn in for the signs. And the 0-2 is low, and it's 1-2. So again, Kahn really coming off her best performance of the year, albeit it was in a relief role. But again, Krutziger just pitched the first inning, and then Kahn came in for 5. Again, 1 unearned run on 4 hits against St. Leo. The pitch is outside, and again, that St. Leo lineup is really good. Again, Florida Tech lost a tough 1-0 game to St. Leo 1 week ago tonight. That went to the bottom of the 7th inning, scoreless, and then St. Leo got a sacrifice fly and won the game 1-0, and they ended up sweeping the series. High pop-up, first base side, out of play. That one just makes it out of play. And the count now 2-2 on Emily Jansen. Again, Tampa's a team batting .265. Jansen, again, struggling coming in, batting .105. Co-leader in walks with Phillips. She has 5 of those. Again, she's gotten on base twice today, but doesn't have a hit. Again, she got walked, and she got hit by a pitch. The 2-2 is high, and the count goes full, 3-2. And that is Erica Matic in the on-deck circle. She was pinch hit for, but she has since re-entered, so she is scheduled it next. Center fielder Wessel is playing Jansen slightly to hit the left center. Big gap in right center field otherwise. This one is hooked foul down the left field line as Leslie Cantor does not field the ball. She just lets it go on by. And the count remains 3-2 on Emily Jansen. Jansen out of Lutz, Florida, and she went to George Steinbrenner High School. I'm sure George was looking down from heaven on her throughout her 4 years. The 3-2. This one is hit down the left field, but it goes right to Callahan is back out in left. Boy, I tell you, we got to really track the left fielders for Florida Tech. So Callahan was out there to start, and then I think Betterman came in for 1 or 2 innings, and now Callahan is back out there. So she makes the catch on the nicely hit ball by Jansen. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 7th, and here's Erica Matic, the second baseman. And the pitch is a changeup in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. So again, Farrell pinched hit for Matic. And eventually scored a run. Matic hit a pop-up to first in the second inning in her only at bat. This one is hooked foul down the left field line. Callahan hustling over for it, but it is a foul ball. And it's a no ball and 2-strike count as the sun is still out, but it's kind of a fading sun. It's going behind the clouds. And again, the wind kind of took a nap for a while, and now it's waking up a little bit. Again, blowing out toward left center. So any ball hit to left center might have a stewardess on it. This one is a roller hit to second. Maranciano up with it, throws to first, and that'll do it for the seventh inning. As Matic grounds out. So nice inning for Amanda Kahn, as Mackenzie Krussiger did not have a 1-2-3 inning during her time in the circle, but Kahn gets a 1-2-3 inning here in the seventh inning. So Florida Tech's got some work to do. They are down 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Again, we're going to have a doubleheader out here at noon tomorrow. So Florida Tech will still have a chance to win the series, but again, Florida Tech in danger of going to 0-4 in the Sunshine State Conference. Tampa is trying to climb over the 500 mark, both in overall record, where they are 8-8, and also in the conference record, where they are 3-3. You know, again, Tampa last year had a good year, 29-12 overall, 16-8 in the Sunshine State Conference. They finished only one game behind St. Leo, but I'll tell you, despite very respectable record overall in the conference, they did not make their regional. I mean, sometimes it's tough. I'm trying to remember for softball, I think they take 6 out of the South. And, of course, you know, the Sunshine State Conference, I mean, they're battling with the SIAC, who usually gets just one member, and they're battling with the Gulf South Conference. So the Sunshine State Conference tries to get at least 2 teams in, and the Gulf South Conference tries to get 2 or 3 in, and it's a real battle for that spot. So Tampa trying to get back to the regional. They have not been to the regional since 2015. All right, Florida Tech leading off here in the bottom of the seventh inning. It's Vanessa Rubio, followed by Tori Schramm and Shani Amaranciana. Rubio, RBI double back in the second, accounting for the only Panther run. The pitch is in for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Vanessa Rubio. In fact, Rubio is 2 for 2. She and Carver are the only 2 multiple hitters for the Panthers. Carver is 2 for 3. And again, Rubio is 2 for 2, a double and a single. Beautiful changeup, and it's in for a strike. As Ray Moore is giving Julie the inside corner on that one, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Vanessa Rubio. So again, Rubio is batting .238 coming in. She's raising her average a bit, but she strikes out here. So she will go 2 for 3 unless Florida Tech gets a dramatic rally here. That is the 7th strikeout for Michaela Dooley, or Michaeli Dooley. Here's Tori Schramm, the first baseman. She is 0 for 2, and the pitch is in on the outside corner, in for a called strike. Schramm struck out swinging back in the second. She had a pop-up to short, and that was actually a foul pop-up, if you can believe that, to shortstop. Long run for Profit to make the play. And the pitch in for a called strike, so Schramm lets 2 go by, and they're both strikes. And I'll tell you, when you're down in the count 0-2 to somebody like Dooley, it is very hard to get out of that. Dooley really has it going today. The pitch is a ground ball in the hole, base hit. How about that? An 0-2 pitch, and Schramm turned on it and hit it into in the left center field. Well, again, Florida Tech needs 1 more base runner to get the potential tying run to the plate. And let's see, it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner for Schramm. Get a little more speed out there, and it's Rachel Kroc, the Australian from Warwick, Australia. And also, I'll tell you, Val Silvestrini's got the wheels turning, the pinch runner and the pinch hitter. The pinch hitter is #2, Rebecca Wilson, the freshman out of Buford, Georgia. And Wilson has been one of the team's top pinch hitters this year. She's coming in batting 182. She is 2 for 11 at the plate with 1 RBI. So again, Wilson is pinch hitting. And Kroc is pinch running at first. So Val Silvestrini, your ninth year, playing out all the stops, trying to extend this inning as much as possible. So again, 1 out, a runner on first. The pitch to Wilson is swung on and missed. That was a late swing. Julie with that riser getting by Wilson, and it's 0-1. So again, Kroc, the pinch runner for Schramm, on at first with 1 out. Outfield pretty much straight away against Wilson. Pitch is high for a ball. Snap throw to first. Oh, not in time. I'll tell you the throw was there, but no quick tag by Jansen. She caught the ball and then just kind of held on to it. Otherwise, Kroc would have been out. And boy, when you're down by 3 and you have a runner on first, you cannot get picked off. Swung on and missed. And it's a 1-2 count on Wilson. Ciari Amarantziana's on deck, scheduled to hit for herself, at least for now. The sun getting a little stronger through the clouds. And swung on and missed, throw it down to first, not in time, and Wilson is a pinch hitter, strikes out. So that is strikeout number 8 for Michaeli Dooley. And she is 1 out away from giving Tampa the opening game of this 3-game series. Ciari Amarantziana will try and keep things alive for Florida Tech. And again, if Amarantziana can get on, then you would bring up Michaela Wessel as the potential tying run at the plate. Amarantziana, a pop up to short and a fly ball to right. The pitch is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Ciari Amarantziana. Again, the parents are here. Silvio is here along with his wife from Curacao to check out his 2 daughters for the weekend and also the rest of the week. The pitch is in for a called strike. In fact, Florida Tech's going to have a doubleheader against Stonehill on Tuesday after the doubleheader against Tampa tomorrow, a couple days off, and then they're going to take on Stonehill from Massachusetts. So it's an 0-2 count. The pitch is just a bit outside, and it's 1-2. So this game is almost 2 hours old, about an hour 55. So kind of your standard length, I guess, maybe a little above that. And the pitch is a ground ball hit to the right side. Amarantziana trying to beat it out, but she can't do it. She's got great speed, but a nice reach there by Jansen. She dove for the bag as Amarantziana ran by, and she won it with her glove. And that ends the ball game as Ciara Amarantziana grounds out to first base. So Florida Tech has now lost 4 in a row, and they dropped to 0-4 in the Sunshine State Conference, and 7-10 overall as Tampa beats them by the score of 4-1. Well, again, doubleheader tomorrow as Florida Tech will continue to try and right the ship against this very talented Tampa club. And again, Tampa with a win. They increase their winning streak to 3. And they climb over the 500 mark, both in overall record to 9-8, and also in the Sunshine State Conference to 4-3. Both teams shaking hands on the field. All right, well, let's go over this one. Florida Tech jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the second. With 1 out, Smith walked, and then she was doubled home by Vanessa Rubio. And as it turned out, that would be the only Florida Tech offense on the day. So the Panthers led 1-0. At the end of 2. That lead would last until the top of the 4th inning when Tampa sent 9 batters to the plate and exploded for 4 runs. With 1 out, Profit singled. Jansen singled as well. There was a fielder's choice. RBI single by Reyes, 2 RBI single by Press, and an RBI single by Dooley. And Tampa had what turned out to be all the runs that they would need. Again, a 4-run 4th inning. They led it by the score of 4-1, and then beyond the 4th inning, all goose eggs for both teams as ended up a 4-1 win for the Tampa Spartans. And thank you for the box there, Mike Craig. So let's look over the box here. So for Tampa, 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For Florida Tech, 1 run, 7 hits, they committed 2 errors. Michaela Dooley, another outstanding start. She improves to 9-6 on the year. She pitched all 7 innings. She allowed a run. It was earned on 7 hits. She walked 1, and she struck out 8. So the last 2 starting appearances for Dooley, I mean, how about this? In her last 2 appearances, she has struck out 22, and she has walked 2. That is phenomenal. That's 11-1 strikeout to walk ratio in the last 2 appearances for Dooley. And I'll tell you, she threw 104 pitches. How many strikes do you think she had? More than half? Well, definitely 72. So 72 strikes and 104 pitches. And for Florida Tech, Mackenzie Krutziger, I mean, she pitched well for the most part. First 3 innings, all goose eggs for Tampa, but then Tampa got to her in the 4th inning with that 4-run fourth. So Krutziger goes 4 innings. She suffers the loss. She falls to 3-3. Allows 4 runs on 7 hits. Again, all the runs in that 4th inning, and as well as most of the 7 hits. She struck out 2, walked 1, 73 pitches, 46 strikes. And I'll tell you, Amanda Kahn doing a nice job out of the bullpen. She did so against St. Leo, just gave up 1 unearned run in 5 innings. And today, pitched pretty well as well. Shutout ball, allowed 3 hits in 3 innings. She didn't walk anybody, and she actually struck out her first batter of the season. And Kahn threw 49 pitches, and that's a lot for 3 innings. 49 pitches for Amanda Kahn, and 36 strikes against 13 balls. So better than 3-1 strike to ball ratio for Kahn. Time of the game, 1 hour and 57 minutes, under 75 degrees, and partly sunny skies. Well, that'll do it for softball today. I'm J.C. Meyerholtz. Again, Florida Tech loses. They fall to 7-10 and 0-4 in the conference. Tampa improves to 9-8 and 4-3 in the conference. Again, Tampa wins it by the score of 4-1. And again, I'll be out here for the doubleheader tomorrow at high noon. I'll talk to you then. For those of you on the baseball side, it's exactly 4 o'clock right now. So we got a baseball game starting in 2 hours. Florida Tech will take on Tampa's neighbors over the Howard Franklin Bridge, the Eckert Tritons. So that'll be coming up at 6 o'clock tonight on FloridaTechSports.com. And again, back with softball tomorrow at noon. So enjoy the rest of your Friday, and if you want, join me on the baseball side in 2 hours right now. Tampa wins at 4-1. A very pleasant good afternoon from Nancy Botke Field.